¡Órale!
Sí, señor.
Bienvenidos and welcome to the Familia FFP podcast. This is Memorial Day weekend, everybody. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on Google. We're all over the place, everybody. I am Jorge George Martin.
Weekend.
Memorial Day, everybody. Primos Ricky Torres, Hector Reyes. ¿Cómo estamos, boys?
What up?
Yeah, we're good.
Fantastic.
We're good.
Fantastico.
Oh man, yeah, getting the 3-day weekend. So we're recording this so that you guys can enjoy it on Memorial Day. Hopefully, sipping a beer, maybe eating some carne asada. Gotta love it, gotta love it. So please make sure you're following us on Twitter and Instagram at Familia FFB, as well as our Familia FFB Facebook page and our FamiliaFFB.com website. So guys, as I mentioned, we're recording this on Memorial Day weekend. And, first we want to give a shout out to all our familia who have served or continue to serve. My brother-in-law, Joe Medeiros, compa, you're loving you.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well out in Virginia. Hector, your pops?
Yeah, my pop served back in the 60s for a couple of years in the Army. Absolutely.
Dang, 60 years ago. Crazy.
Man. Tio Chava served, Tio Mike
man.
served, and Ricky, your brother, Mikey.
My brother Mikey in the Marines. Hoorah.
Oh, shout out to him out in Inglaterra, in England.
Yeah.
My brother Kyle, our artist for our Familia FFB logo, as well as our primo Mikey and his son-in-law Coley. So so many branches are in there, but really, guys, I mean, how cool is that? I mean, we're some of them, were born in other countries and came here and decided to serve and still make this their country. I mean, how cool is that?
Absolutely.
It's pretty cool, but I mean, we have so many people in the military for our family. I mean, we're huge, so I guess that's what's going to happen. But yeah, happy Memorial Day to you all.
We're definitely proud of all.
Gracias.
Not wearing a cap, but
absolutely.
salud to them, and enjoy Memorial Day. Thank you, everybody, for your service. Thank you for walking on that wall and being there and protecting our country and making this the best country. And God, gracias. Cannot thank you all enough.
Mm-hmm.
One question, Georgie.
Sure.
How do you say England in Spanish?
Inglaterra.
Inglaterra.
Yeah, and when it's funny, when I was a kid, I thought Inglaterra meant Germany, because it had the G in it, and it was actually, and Germany is Alemania, so
Alemania,
so yeah,
like Alemany High School.
Yeah, just like Alemany. Bishop Alemany High School, Indians, Warriors, whatever we are, alumni, class of '85. Orale.
I didn't know you went there too.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I was. Let's see.
Alemany.
Junior was the first one. Margie was number 2. Your dad was number 3. Poncho was number 4. I was number 5. Out of all of that, I think we're up over 20 something that have gone to Alemany. So
Wow.
Ay Dios mío. So
we own that school.
Cool.
They should have a whole section.
Right, our tuition built something there.
Yeah, exactly. We should at least own a brick or something in the church.
Yeah, totally.
Probably in the old building, the old Alemany.
Ay Dios mío. But hey guys, let's get into some Chisme.
Chisme!
Aaron Rodgers, boys. Aaron Rodgers. He kept talking about the people. It's about the people. And you know what? We've touched on this before. Do the quarterbacks, are they, I really think the quarterbacks are starting to want to be kind of like the NBA players, where those guys are calling their shot. They want a seat at the table. And
as they should be.
And it looks like they're willing to leave their teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, kind of like in the NBA, they're very fluid.
I've been saying this for a long time, and I think there was a shift. Like after, it almost seems like even after Kobe, like there was like this like shift now. In my opinion, the mentality is like, I have enough money. I'm being paid enough money, and I have my social media followers, and I have endorsement deals with all these companies, I don't need a championship. I think these guys are on that level now, and it's just like, you know what?
I don't know if they're
like,
saying I don't need a championship.
Well, I mean, that's the way it seems to me. I mean, because
I think they're saying I don't need to be at home.
Well, I mean, we've heard stories, and I can't think of any off the top of my head, but you hear guys that are just only going to the money. Like, you know what? Wherever they're only following the money, and it's just like, why would you go to that team? They're not going. You're not going to win, but they're paying you a crap ton of cash. It's like it's clear in many instances that guys are taking the money and saying, like, you know what? I'm probably not going to win a championship, but I don't care because I'm going where the money is. So that's all I'm saying is that you never saw that 10, 20 years ago, never. But these days, there's so much money, especially with NFL quarterbacks. They make more than anybody, right? It's crazy.
But if you're a top 10 quarterback, it's like, yeah, you can pick where you want to throw and become a top 5 quarterback all of a sudden. Look at Tom Brady. Look at what Aaron Rodgers is thinking. It's
I think Russell Wilson's looking like he wants to do that. Either he wants them to, they want those guys to either improve their situation because Tom Brady, how many of those people did he bring on himself? And then all of a sudden he wins a Super Bowl.
Buddies.
He brings in his buddies.
We talk about it. Antonio Brown, Gronk, they got TDs in the Super Bowl. Like it's like resets. You throw touchdowns to your friends.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. Aaron Rodgers, I think he's kind of tired of the fact that they keep not giving him weapons. They worked on the defense a little bit. They gave him a great offensive line. Obviously, they took care of Devontae Adams, but they haven't added that other weapon. And what he did, he made other guys better. He made Alan Lazard better. He made Robert Tonyan a top 5 tight end last year. So, I think he just got tired of for a lot of things, and you could see that in the Kenny Mayne interview. He was pissed that they didn't bring on that they drafted Jordan Love and didn't tell him about it. That and to me, I'd be pissed too because what did he do to deserve that? What did he did nothing to deserve that.
Not only did they not tell him, but they also didn't help him. So it's like it was like a double, like a stab in the back, and then like with a twist, right? Because you got to tell the guy, this is your franchise guy. This is the guy that leads your team. Not only do you keep him in the dark, but then you also don't help him to bolster the offense. That's the more you think about it, the more it's just like that's like a raw deal, man. Like, what are they really doing over there in Green Bay? I don't get it.
Maybe they were worried that he wasn't. I don't know. That he just wasn't going to sign already. I don't know. We don't know Aaron Rodgers behind the scenes. We don't know if they know that if they would have told him about it, he would have complained, and not signed a new deal. So maybe it was a tough spot, but I don't know. It's Aaron Rodgers. He wants out of that small city.
But like, where's he going to go? I mean, there's talking about Denver. Is Denver better without him? Is Denver how much better
with them? Denver's always better with a quarterback that they didn't draft.
I meant to say
Peyton Manning did.
Yeah, I meant to say, are they a better team than Green Bay is if he just stays? So that's the big question. That's the big question.
No, only because it'd be a new team. But, I mean, they got good running game. They got really good wide receivers and a good tight end. So, I mean, he's got the weapons. I just don't think I don't know. It takes chemistry before that. They're not like last year's Bucks,
Yeah, and exactly. And because Cortland Sutton's good. He's not Mike Evans. He's not on the Mike Evans, Chris Godwin level. So I'd rather see one thing that I'd rather see. Hey, go in with the office and be like, look, okay, maybe you're not going to fire the guy. Okay, fine, but I want a seat at the table, and I think you got to give it to him. He is the one guy in the building that's going to do that.
Earn that. It's all business. Like I said, it's why shouldn't a guy like that have that much have that bargaining chip, have the ability to call shots? It's not like back in the old days, like with Jordan and stuff, like it was understood like we're not going to not going to have to say we're going to do whatever we want. Reinsdorf and all that drama that went down in
But
Chicago.
what if he adds that on his
Michael
price
Jordan.
tag? What if he's like, hey, since I helped you guys draft and you took my counseling, you owe me $5 million more a year? What if he did that?
Well,
you know what I mean? I feel like there's so many things that get thrown in there, and it's just a crappy situation that, unfortunately, you got to take emotion out of it.
he definitely
Sure, of course.
I mean, do they actually give him more money? I think they'll make him the highest paid per year. For however many years they add on to his contract. I mean, they'll take care of that. I don't think that's gonna be a problem. But yeah, I want this.
But why not use that money to get something, right? I mean, if he's wants all these weapons and he wants help, why would they just give him more money if that's not gonna get it done? If he needs receivers and he needs, yeah, exactly. Didn't Tom Brady do that? He took like a massive pay cut so he can get all these guys over there on a Super Bowl. So
yeah.
Why doesn't Aaron Rodgers do? You know what I'm saying?
Name.
I know. Brady.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump to the next one. Julio Jones. That whole thing. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Hold on. Let's just say you have on here Julio Jones goes on undisputed. He was kind of like he did not know he was on the show. He was just called. He called Shannon Sharp. And Shannon Sharp put him on speaker. I don't think he knew he was live.
That's calculated.
You think so? Because I thought before that Shannon Sharp called him. Shannon Sharp called him, and then he didn't pick up, so he called him back. But
right,
I don't know.
Think of the timing. You know what I'm saying? Like. I think you made a comment about it too, George, about like you have, being in journalism rule number 1, you have to know, like, you have to say when you're recording somebody or something. You made a comment, something like that.
Yeah, in California
there's
law.
No way.
But didn't the girl say something while he was on? Like
that's the thing. She wanted to say, you're on live.
Yeah, does he know you're on? Yeah. So that's where I'm like,
yeah, I don't buy it.
You think it was planned?
If look, of course.
I don't think I think he would have been more politically correct about the Cowboys and all that had he known.
And I think Shannon Sharp.
If they're friends, then Julio Jones knows what Shannon Sharp's schedule is. Like, hey man, what are you doing today? Oh, at 4:00 I'm recording the show. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
they're guys, bro. They don't talk. I mean, they're friends. They're not.
If they don't talk, how's he just randomly calling them? Just like, hey man, I'm calling.
No, because I guess Shannon Sharp called him, and then he didn't pick up. So Julio Jones called him back, and he just picks up and answers the phone.
But he knew it was Shannon Sharp. It's not like. Julio
but how does he know Shannon Sharp's not on a break or something?
No way.
He knew it was Shannon Sharp, but he didn't know Shannon Sharp was live on the air.
Dude, if you have a show, Ricky, and you record, if you have a very popular show.
I do have a show.
Network, yes. Yes, absolutely. But I'm saying if you record, which I'm sure they're on a schedule. These guys record their show, I'm sure, like the same time every day or whatever their schedule is. Julio Jones is going to know that because that's going to come up in conversation. These guys chat. Oh, I'm doing my show today, man. Call me after. At least at some Julio Jones connects the dots and says, okay, Shannon Sharp records his show at such and such a time. And so if my phone rings during that time, which they've talked about, and he knows, wait a minute, I'm talking to this guy on the phone. This is the time they record the show. I might be on the show right now. Or they planned it ahead of time and say, hey, man, I'm going to call you when you're recording your show. Let's pretend that I don't know anything, and I'm just going to talk smack and put some pressure on on the Falcons. Could have done that. Absolutely could have done that.
We're debating way too long about the least football thing about this whole.
Well, where do we want to see him, Ricky? You start with where you want to see him. I know
you want to hear me say the Chargers, but I don't care for him. The Chargers are sick without him. Plus, he's always injured. I feel like if he went to the Chargers, we're going to see him for 2 weeks. And then he's going to come back week 14, 15, and then be out for the rest of the year. So, honestly.
What if you could get 17 games out of him on the other side of Keenan Allen?
I mean, that sounds delicious.
Damn.
But I don't think that's what you're getting with him. You're getting a high paycheck because someone's got to eat up that contract. So the only one dumb enough is the Cowboys.
Oh, but the Cowboys got all that. It's not, no, Primo, no, not the Cowboys.
I know. I mean, dumb enough to pay all that money. I don't see the Ravens having a good enough team to take Julio because he's not going to. Even if he gets the ball thrown to him, it's Lamar Jackson. The team's going to be more about running than throwing. Why go to the Patriots? Why go to the Niners? That place is crowded, and they don't even know who's going to throw the ball this year. He wants to win now. So I like the Colts.
The Colts are interesting.
Maybe the Titans. But I don't like Tannehill. I mean, if you're Julio Jones, you want everything about you, but you still want to win a Super Bowl. So it's like, go to the Colts. They're going to be a throwing team.
The Tannehill, Ricky, you don't love Tannehill.
Ricky,
I'm not.
Tannehill is reliant on Derrick Henry
and AJ Brown, but he uses AJ Brown. He uses AJ Brown. Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
I know you do. You also like not.
I like Tannehill, and I think George, right? I think George and I are on the same page that Tannehill is. We see him as a little bit differently than what you do, Rick. You see him as like trash, and I think George and I kind of actually think he's a kind of a talented guy.
Won't be drafting him today, I'll tell you that.
Ooh, the thing with Tannehill, I mean, I think one of the things that you pointed out last season, he is not great against great defenses, but he's killer.
He's not good when they're behind. He can't catch you back up.
I forget there was a game against the Colts. That was a shootout, and he came up huge in that game.
Shootout.
Yeah.
But he can't, as soon as they're behind, like if Derrick Henry can't catch you up from behind because running takes a while, so they're relying on Tannehill, then Tannehill can't do it when everyone knows he's coming. But if everyone's scared of Derrick Henry running, Tannehill, could throw his little short ones that what's his name takes for 100 yards easily, and that's why Tannehill looks so good. But you take away Derrick Henry.
But then what does Julio Jones bring to the table? Does Julio Jones change the dynamic and even bump Tannehill up? Okay.
You don't think so?
I don't.
I'm not saying you're going to dry it.
Is going to be drafted late second round, no matter where he goes.
Okay, I think the ADP says he's in the third round right now, but
I think his draft stock's going to go up, but no, he should go to a team with like 3 wide receivers already, just so that he doesn't have to work as hard. But unfortunately, I feel like if a team's going to be paying him that much money, they're going to put him to work. And
they should. I mean,
imagine if he went to the Rams. That would be perfect for him because the Rams have good options and a great quarterback. They still have Woods, right? They have Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, but they don't have a lot of space under the cap. They're really That's why it's somebody who's got money. That's the teams that I listed on the Google Doc. They're the teams that have some money.
And even then, though, it's just the Colts and the Titans that I think look appealing to him.
Yeah, I say he lands the Titans. The Titans.
The Colts and Titans could be pretty interesting, especially if they know they're bidding against each other.
Yeah,
that would be 2 teams in the same division. I'd love to see that.
But they have to give up something though too, so it's all about what do they give up.
What's his ADP right now? I'm looking. He's in the 4th round right now. ADP.
Damn.
Early 4th round, 12-team league. So
I would just avoid him in general.
Well, let's do one last one before we found out Todd Gurley. You guys know my love for him. So the lead member of the Gurley Man Club in the Familia. He paid a visit to Detroit, and all of a sudden, all Twitter was going crazy. DeAndre Swift is getting devalued and everything like that. How much the value does his value take a hit if he signs? To me, I think the fact that he hasn't signed is a big indication that he's probably not going to sign. But Todd Gurley
it's Todd Gurley. He's a backup.
Yeah.
Backup.
Does he take enough carries away from DeAndre Swift?
No, he's no. Because eventually DeAndre Swift's going to sink or swim. And that's it.
Is he a goal line option? Is Gurley going to be able to vulture some TDs away from Swift? Are they going to maybe use him in that way? Possibly.
I think he could. Just kind of like Kind of like the way Adrian Peterson got used last year. I mean, it's obviously a different offense.
Let's not compare Gurley to AP. But that crossed my mind, but that's only because they're both old. But AP's like really old, and Gurley's like still young old, which is sad. But
young old.
Yeah, how old's Gurley?
Gurley's 26.
He's young old. He's where you start thinking, okay, he's on the decline.
Yeah,
to where AP should have been on the decline a while ago, but he's like steady, so he's old. But it's good old.
I get it. Understood.
I'd rather have AP than Gurley on my team, like in real life.
It could be. Hey, you never know. You might see AP.
I don't want either of them in fantasy.
No, right? Definitely don't. Yeah. Well, I don't think he's gonna hurt. Well, let's think about. Let's look ahead to fantasy now. Ricky, you've got your very first complete startup Superflex Dynasty draft, right?
Yes. So excited to draft in June.
So we've got a draft where it's the lineup, the roster configuration is 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 flex positions, and 1 super flex position. And you go 14 picks. We're going to do 6 on this one, and we're going to draft 14 bench.
Yeah,
that's
bench.
right. Sorry. We're gonna be your angels on your shoulders, your angelitos. So your angel guardianes. So we will do that to you. I'm gonna let me.
I need brujos. I don't need angels.
We're gonna be brujos for you. We are totally gonna be brujos for you.
We are going to provide you a grand service, Rick, and help you.
All right. So I am gonna. Let me make the screen bigger.
I have this great website I'm looking at that's telling me like the age of everybody. I'm like, this is awesome.
Let's see. All right. So you're in slot number 9, and it's 12 teams, right, Ricky?
Yes. Make sure that you have a lot of time between rounds because we're.
Oh yeah, the timer is off. The timer is off.
Timer's off.
All right, so you're picking number 9. All right, do you guys see the?
All right. Let me get in my
draft is loading. 8 picks until your turn. Here we go.
Let's see.
Let's see who they pick.
Carbocalypse, I like that one.
So Mahomes 1, McCaffrey 2. All right.
Dun dun dun, and away we go.
They quit.
Why isn't that doing it automatically?
Is this a computer or real people?
Computer.
It's supposed to be against.
What happens if you push that skip button, George? Does it skip like all the way down?
Let me.
Or does that skip a pick, like the next picker?
Let's see.
So is it us?
Why is it?
Man, no way.
Why is it? Okay, it went. Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Lamar Jackson, Dalvin Cook, Devontae Adams, Josh Allen. So Ricky,
Josh Allen got to 8, huh?
Josh Allen got to 8.
There's no way Jackson gets drafted before Josh Allen. Just in general, in my eyes.
Okay.
That's 1,000 yards rushing, primo. That's 1,000 yards.
People are saying
back seasons.
Yeah, big regression year for Josh Allen, theoretically.
Who would you rather have? I mean, what's the shelf life of each?
Well, for Dynasty, yeah, you're taking Josh Allen first.
Well, the big thing, neither one has taken a big hit. Actually, I feel like Josh Allen is more of an option to take that big hit because of the way he runs than Lamar Jackson.
You think because Josh Allen takes hits?
Yeah, kind of like Cam Newton used to take hits.
Mm-hmm.
So Ricky,
They don't take hits
sorry.
anymore.
Ricky, who do you like? Who do you like with your next pick?
I got to get Kyler.
Kyler Murray. I knew you were going to take it.
You got to get Kyler.
Right,
I just think 4 quarterbacks already went. I'm not going to get Herbert, so I might as well get that guy. And he's very, very young.
All right. So it went after Kyler, it went Kamara, Tyreek Hill, Dak Prescott, DK Metcalf, Cam Akers, and Derrick Henry. We were talking about this off camera that Derrick Henry was going to go after Cam Akers, Ricky.
Exactly.
You called that one.
And literally right after. Yeah, exactly. I think, Rick said that. The guru Rick.
Here it goes. So you got the suggestions. You've already got a quarterback.
Now I just want to let you guys know real quick. Kyler Murray is only 23. Meanwhile, Lamar Jackson, 24, Josh Allen, 25. So I feel good going that young because I don't think Kyler's the type to take a big hit. He's very elusive. And he throws really quick, so he gets out of trouble that way.
True.
And also, I feel like they're trying to build a team around him. They're not just messing around. So I feel solid with that. I really hope that happens in real life because I don't want to get stuck with Dak Prescott. Fool's like 27 years old. That's like 35 in football talk.
With a reconstructed whatever he had reconstructed, leg, ankle, knee, whatever Prescott had.
So Ricky, who
mentality.
do you think?
Who do I think?
Who are you looking at? Who would you pick in the next one? So are you going to go running back, receiver?
Right
yeah, we're back.
We're getting
back to your pick.
We're getting Herbert.
You're going back to back. You're going QB back to back.
Yeah,
he's going back to back.
I am getting 2 23-year-old quarterbacks that are going to lead 2 young franchises for the next decade.
That's your flex spot, right? The QB flex
Love
spot.
it.
That's my super flex.
Yeah.
So you're locked in on quarterback now. The 2 tight ends went.
I know who I want next.
Okay, so we've got quarterback
there. No.
What tab do you want me to look at?
Now? I want you to look at tight end.
Okay.
Well, you're going to go Darren Waller.
Or do you go to Pitts?
I want Pitts.
Ooh, nice pick.
Skill player. Ay, Dios mío. That's
you gotta think. You gotta think. And I'm gonna go look at the age of the tight ends.
That's a good pick.
Kelsey's 31. Kittle's 27. Waller's 28. Kyle Pitts is 20. 20. Okay, so you have a long time. You have at least 11 years before he's Kelsey's age.
Wow.
Okay, so now, if you had waited, the quarterbacks that are available would be Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, Trey Lance. But we didn't wait. But now, you want to go running back or receiver? Now let's look at the receivers. You got Scary Terry, you got Jamar Chase, Chris Godwin, Allen Robinson are the top 4 suggestions.
Now, take Najee Harris. Najee Harris running the Pittsburgh offense, right? I mean,
you have to go. Oh my God! But here's the thing, guys. CEH is so young.
Yep. I think he might be the same. I think he's the same age as Najee Harris.
However, he came out a year earlier. This is the roundabout, so it's going to be a while before we go again, right?
Right.
Go back to wide receivers real quick.
Let's see. You got
Scary Terry.
The only thing
if you don't take him, he'll be gone. He'll be gone by the time you come back.
Yeah, but I feel like with Godwin, he's not going to be there that much longer. Is he on his final year? Or did he resign?
He re-signed for a year. They franchise tagged him.
Okay.
So I think they could franchise tag him one more time or sign him into an extension.
So he's probably going to leave when Brady leaves.
Right.
Let's go back to running back.
Yeah, I think you got to go running back on this one.
I think I got to go Najee, whatever.
What do you think, Heck?
Yeah.
Go with the young guy. The Steelers are going to go with that big dog.
That's a good pick.
All right.
It's a really young team. Good.
No committee that we know of at this.
Ricky. Keenan Allen went just before your pick.
Keenan Allen's got
yeah.
some years on him now, but oh wow,
Mike Evans is available. So is Galladay. You like Galladay?
Ooh. Galladay's nice because Galladay's good. So
Let's see. Do you guys like this the way this looks, or do you like
good.
the?
I like the way this looks.
This is cool. Yeah, this works.
Honestly, if you want to know what I really want to do,
yes,
I want to take. Let's scroll up a little because look at that tight end who's left. Mark Andrews is a top 5 tight end. Scroll up again so I can see the remaining running backs and everything. When you look at wide receivers, you don't have a top 5 wide receiver. You don't have a top 5 running back. So why not grab a top 5 tight end? And then because I know, but I still have a flex. And what if Pitts just doesn't do it this year? I have Mark Andrews. Or if Pitts tears it up, I can sell Mark Andrews for a lot because he's going to be a top 5. I can then say, look, he's getting you this, that. So get Mark Andrews. I think there's a lot of
you like him more than TJ Hawkinson. I know the rankings like him more, but I think TJ Hawkinson's the first option. I mean, those are both going to be run-based offenses.
I think you're forgetting who's throwing to TJ Hawkinson.
I'll give you that.
So,
all right, so we're going Andrews.
But didn't Jared Goff? Wasn't he pretty successful throwing to Higbee? I mean,
because Higbee was a top 5 tight end, and everyone wanted to draft him and have him on their team. Mark Andrews,
right? That's what I'm saying. Is Goff to tight end is like
I was being sarcastic.
Successful.
All right, so we had Andrews go there, and this is our short run. So. Let's look at the suggestions real quick.
Now, one thing I'm thinking is now I can maybe get older running backs, older wide receivers, and then get ready to draft next year the young ones because those are just 2 positions, right? But those are 2 positions that are always in flux. Like it's high turnover compared to tight end. You know who the top 7 tight ends are for years. You know who the top quarterbacks are for years. So I think this is the route I want to go.
All right. Well, let's look at are you wanting a wide receiver? Because we don't have a wide receiver, and it's a 3 wide receiver league. You got some good choices. You got Deontay, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy.
I like Cooper Kupp
here in this spot.
I like Cooper, but I mean, how do you not get Deontay?
Well, do you have any questions about Big Ben? He threw up some clunkers last year, man. He had some pretty rough games last year, man.
Yeah, but I mean, all right. I know what's going to solve it.
He did, but he did. Even when he was throwing the clunkers, he ended up going after Deontay Johnson. So that was
he does. Yeah. Now, hopefully, Deontay Johnson doesn't drop anymore, as in drop any more passes because. He had the Butterfingers last year.
I'm looking at something. It says Deontay is in tier 2 compared to Cooper Kupp's in tier 4.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah, that's a big difference.
Let me see what they have them here. Georgie, this is on Fantasy Football Pros?
Fantasy Pros.
Okay. Because I think I'm going to get the same rankings here. Cooper Kupp and Deontay Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you go Deontay Johnson because I feel like even though Cooper Kupp looks super enticing,
right?
Deontay's just the better overall player, regardless.
Yeah, the guy is. Yeah, I mean
he did get 144 targets last year, so that was pretty.
He gets a lot of targets. He gets a lot of targets. Which
Cooper went right after, and look at where Julio went 6.
Yep. So here we are in the. So let's look at who went in between.
Oh, you know what? And there's a lot of running backs I would want to look at. Wide receivers, such high turnover. That's going to be the last thing I fill up.
So we're looking at guys who went a lot. Both Rams receivers, Kupp and Woods. Only one running back. It looks like only one running back went there, and that was Chris Carson. That's pretty. I mean, Kareem Hunt went in there too. So I think about that. So you got right now you got one running back, one receiver, and two tight ends.
So
now, are you looking? Do you want to go running back?
I want running back. I think I want.
How you like
honestly,
Chase? How you like Chase Edmonds over there? Now that the starter left. Who's the starter that last year? That
Kenyon Drake left, and they signed James Conner.
There you go. They signed Conner.
I don't like it because they gotta.
Yeah,
I like AJ.
Melvin Gordon, your guy, Melvin Gordon, man.
No, I don't want him.
He might be there next time.
That's what I'm thinking. Who? AJ Dillon?
No, Melvin Gordon. Oh, AJ Dillon will definitely be there.
Gaskin running from Miami over there, man. I think Miami's offense is going to be take a step up.
I think that's a lookout right now. We'll look at that. Let's look at the wide receivers, Georgie, if you can.
So we got Chark, Tyler Lockett, Deebo Samuel, Tyler Boyd, Will Fuller. Interesting guys all around.
Kind of like Deebo's a beast.
He is.
And he's young. Let's go with Deebo because Deebo's just a beast. I mean, when you actually see him play, they make him do everything.
It's in year 3.
It just sucked he didn't play. He just didn't play last year.
So we lost on the running backs. We lost James Robinson and Gaskin in there.
So what I'm thinking,
and this is going to be before you. We got a long stretch before this one.
Let's look at quarterback real quick.
Quarterback again, and you haven't gotten your second running back.
I just want to see
Tom Brady.
What we have. Well, for example, you got Zach Wilson, who you can sit on for. He's your backup, but you have Mac Jones.
And what about Carson Wentz? Isn't Carson Wentz reunited with like his old?
He is
offensive court, right? His OC
and he's only 27.
I like Carson Wentz, man. I think this year he's going to do well, and that's only because familiarity many times breeds success. So
you're not worried about.
Let's go Carson Wentz. I'm not worried about.
You're not worried about running back?
No.
Okay.
They're crap ones anyways.
Yo creo que estás loco, but I think we're doing this.
Hey, the guy almost won the MVP. With that same offensive coordinator. So there's something there. I don't know exactly what, but something there.
See, I still have AJ Dillon, who I would want, possibly Damian Harris, even though I hate New England running back.
Right. Trey Sermon.
Zach Moss looked great. They look like they don't want to go to Singletary.
So you're definitely looking running back on this one, right?
No, I'm looking at running backs currently because I want to see what we have available. I'm trying to see, okay, what are other people going to get? I would get Chase Edmonds if I could guarantee I get Connor. I would get Moss or Dillon, but I feel like I can wait. So now I know I'm done with quarterback. Don't got to look at them at all. So let's look at wide receiver, see what they got, because that's really the only other position, right?
We got Samuel taking his talents to Washington. You got Michael Gallup, Jalen Reagor, Robbie Anderson with the new quarterback, his old quarterback.
Exactly.
Darnold.
He did well. I like Robbie Anderson in this spot. Man.
I like Robbie Anderson in this spot too. Let me just take a quick look at what we might lose. Yeah, I love Robbie Anderson in this spot.
His old QB, like you said, George, they're reunited.
Now you've got 7 picks until your next one. Do you think Robbie Anderson could be there still? We could grab.
No, I want to. Who would you get instead?
I'm worried about the running back. I'd probably go Edmonds and take the chance that Robbie Anderson will be there in 7 picks. That's what I would do.
That's true. Only 7 picks.
If you take Robbie Anderson, I'd want to see if Trey Sermon is there on the next one. Trey Sermon or Melvin Gordon is there on the next one. It's I think it picks. Yeah.
A QB will probably go. Maybe 1 or 2 QBs will probably go. So yeah, I think at least one of those guys will be available.
We're in the 9th round. Daniel Jones is still out there. Tom Brady's still out there. I mean, I know he's 44. Still Tom Brady.
Just do Robbie. Let's go with gut. Let's just go with gut and see if we're gonna get cut with a knife.
All right. He said it was a 95% chance that he would.
Chase Edmonds went.
Edmonds did go.
Sermon didn't, though.
You got Sermon and Gordon and Dylan, three
Trey
guys
Sermon.
you like.
We got to go with Sermon. That's what Georgie was alluding to. It's a crappy pick. I'm just going to say that because San Fran, who's going to be their running back?
It's either him or Raheem Mostert.
Or who else?
Well, Jeff Wilson just blew out his meniscus, so he's out at least 4 to 6 months, which may be the whole season. And it's Raheem Mostert, Trey Sermon, and Wayne Gallman. I think Trey Sermon has a good chance to be the guy, and that's a great offensive line.
Let me see what other running backs there are.
Well, you got Melvin Gordon. He's your other guy too.
The thing about Melvin Gordon is how much he's been running for years already.
And is he going to keep the job after even with Javonte Williams? So that's interesting. He may be a running back for a year. So you're thinking in the you're thinking in the dynasty standpoint, is he a running back for 1 year, and then unless he has a big season, he's maybe an afterthought next year, maybe somebody's backup. So whereas someone like Sermon or
even
Harris,
behind AJ Dillon in my other thing. So I think you go. Let's get AJ Dillon. Let's get Zach Moss. Let's start going young and just developing running backs. Because obviously we're not going to be the best in any one position. We're going to be weak in some spots. So if we make ourselves weak in running back, that's the one thing we have to keep growing year through year. So I think because of how young you can get running backs and how quick their life is, I'd rather have to look for a good running back than any other position. So let's just go young. Let's go with.
What do you think?
I agree. Like you said, the shelf life on running backs is definitely short.
Who's better, Trey Sermon or AJ Dillon? Who has a better outlook?
I think Sermon, because I think he's got the chance to be the number one guy. AJ Dillon is going to be the number two guy, no matter because of Aaron Jones.
All right, you know what? Let's get Sermon, and if AJ Dillon's still there, let's get Dillon.
Okay.
Boom.
And then if Moss is there, let's get Moss.
All right.
I know. Away we go.
All right. Who went? Let's see. Who went? This is a big one. So we got
Damien Harris, Melvin Gordon.
A lot of running backs.
Connor went. AJ Dillon went.
Dillon.
Oh, Jeff Wilson went. So they said that helped you because you're like, está bien. That's a guy. Who cares if he went?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's look back at our cheat sheet. Okay. Your boy Zach Moss is there. Wide receivers. Now we've got a full wide receiver room. Full three wide receivers.
Any of those names.
You don't like Mooney?
Elijah? No, Moore, Mooney, Mike Williams. I don't even like.
Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis. He could be the number two guy.
These are all number two guys on their own teams. I'm not going to waste my time with that.
Hey, we're in round one.
Can I just make
one?
But
this is what I mean by this. They're not going to be number ones. They're not going to be a lot of money later. It's like I'd rather than get one of them. I'd rather get like a 20-year-old maybe phenom and sit on that.
Can I make point one thing out? Father Time. 11. We're at the 11:09 right now, and Tom Brady's still on the board. That to me is amazing, amazing. So, but yeah, we want to go running back on this one.
We want to go with Moss.
Zach Moss.
He's still got the upside. He could do that year two jump that you guys know.
We can get Singletary on the wraparound or even after that.
Let's see. All right, we got Moss.
Oh, Singletary's gone.
Singletary went. Brady went.
Tom Brady.
Oh, Mike Williams went. David Johnson went. All right. Not a lot of receivers went in there. I know you don't love the guys there. So we've at this point we have filled out a lineup. So now we're grabbing bench guys. So the depth, looking at guys with upside.
You mentioned Gabe Davis, George. He'll be number two to Stephon in Buffalo.
Looking like he could be the number two there. They don't really have a tight end. They
great
don't
for bench. I mean, especially you take a flyer.
Mooney's another guy. Who's
Amon-Ross St. Brown?
He's the guy from USC. He got picked in the 4th round by Detroit. So USC connection. There's been
USC connection. Jared Goff. I say no.
Okay. That's kind of a reach
Sorry,
anyway.
it's just-
I think we might get him in 1 or 2 rounds.
Well, obviously, yeah, this is all going to be.
Miko Hardman's available. High flying KC offense.
Yeah.
No, nothing
But what
for a bench spot. That might be a nice filler there.
scroll up, Georgie, so I can see the running backs.
Hines, PPR guy, is Carson Wentz gonna check down enough?
I mean, I think how old is Philip Lindsay? Because
Philip Lindsay's only like 25 or 26.
Yeah, he's young.
He's pretty young.
and he's really good, and the guy ahead of him's kind of slow.
And,
I don't like Johnson.
It's
It's not
Viejos.
Johnson, is it?
David Johnson. See,
It is?
and Mark Ingram is there too.
Oh, that's crowded.
So yo no sé.
Crowded.
That's just crowded and a crappy team that's going to have to throw a lot because their defense did not do much to fix itself. To get
Right.
fixed.
So running in the second half will be limited, shall we say?
So
It's
are you
tough
looking
because-
running back or receiver
I'm looking
or
running back.
tight end? Tight end. There's some
Yeah,
tight ends that are interesting.
I mean, yeah, but
Gesicki would be. Gesicki to still be available there. That guy was just like a touchdown machine last year. What did he have last year, George? Does it have the stats on there? What Gesicki did last year?
But-
See, like every game, the guy was scoring.
he was
all the
also
time.
injured for a little.
So yeah,
6
6 TDs. So he
Yeah.
did have a
You know
game where
what?
he was injured.
Go ahead, draft him.
All right. I think that's a good pick because I think that offense is going to take a step forward with Tua.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. I like Gesicki.
All right.
I think he's a solid pick.
All right, and then
A lot of tight ends, come on.
Fantasy Pros said, so that we started the run tight ends.
So at this point, yeah, you definitely have to look up.
So at this point, we're looking at pure value.
Mhm.
We got 4 picks left. Obviously, in a bigger league, you're picking more. To me, the thing that I think is very interesting, muy interesante, Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill are still there.
I was just looking at Taysom Hill. I'm just curious as to why Taysom Hill is listed as a QB. It almost seems like he should be listed.
Oh, he's
as
still
like
a QB.
utility player. I know, I
He's
get
in
that,
the-
but
He's
he
in the
does so much more
competition.
than that. You know what I mean? He does so much more. He plays running back. He plays wide receiver. So it almost seems like at this point of fantasy football, there should be like a new designation as like a utility player where you can just kind
But
of.
he could be the starter. The thing is, he could be the starter. If he's going to be the starting QB, there's no other designation.
I guess it's a good point. Yeah, but I don't think. I mean, what's the consensus as far as like probability for Taysom Hill to beat out Jameis Winston? Because I from everything I've seen, Winston pretty much has the job. I mean, is there anything that says otherwise?
Well, I think the only thing that says otherwise is that nobody's been named, so they're keeping the competition open. And last year, when they had a few games open with Breeze, they ended up going with Taysom Hill for 3 games as a starter. So, if I were to put my money on it, I'm putting it on Jameis. I just think Jameis re-signed with the idea that he's going to be the starter.
Yeah. Do you think Sean Payton just platoons him? I mean, quarterback by committee.
Oh, that would be so ugly.
QBBC.
If I were to put my money down, it would be on Jameis being the starter and Taysom Hill being like that slash guy that does comes in, does the
crazy plays.
Yeah, does
but also to play some running back and just throw the defenses off, keep them a little bit, keep them guessing a little bit. So he's like a Swiss Army knife. Keep the defenses guessing. That's always good to have on your team.
So Ricky, with 4 picks left, anything you're looking at?
Gabriel Davis. I think you guys said it, and I think
we sold you on Gabriel Davis. Hey,
he's got good upside right now. It's good upside and it's good immediate value just in case.
Good value, exactly. You start talking about value picks. I think that's a great value pick. If he's going to be the number 2 on a high-powered Buffalo offense, I think that's a great pick.
John Brown left. I think that's a good pick. All right, so now we got 3 picks left. Do we go running back, receiver, tight end? Jameis Winston's still there. This is so fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, if he does well, that offense is going to do well. I mean, you still have Michael Thomas. You still have Alvin Kamara. I mean, damn.
You still got that great, and Greg Cosell said he thinks that theirs is the best offensive line in football. So he's not going to get hit a lot.
I think you would have to go. I would say pick Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Jamal Williams. I will say Jamal Williams is interesting in the fact that he could, at this point in the draft, here we are in round 14. He's one of those guys that it's going to be a carry split in Detroit. And does Jamal Williams, get 125 to 150 rushing attempts? So that to me is the one thing. When you get down to the wide receivers, I mean, there's some interesting. I mean, Paris Campbell coming off of another year lost to injury, but he's still so highly regarded. And then Mecole Hardman, Mr.
I think you go with the highest ceiling, and that's got to be Campbell or Slayton.
Oh, that's right. Slayton's another guy that could be there late. I think Slayton will be there. Slayton, there's a chance. We got 17 picks, and there's a possibility he'll be there. But let's see. You get Campbell. You guys feeling good about Campbell?
Let's do it.
I like Campbell. Yeah.
Vámonos.
Let's go.
Let's see what happens. Not a lot of guys got taken off.
Latavius, Sony Michel.
Oh, Jameis just went. Javian Hawkins, a guy that I want. We need to really keep an eye on him because he's going to be backing up Mike Davis in Atlanta unless they sign another running back, and that one's going to be vamos a ver. That one.
What's his name?
Javian Hawkins. He's a skinny guy, very slight build, but he could be kind of like that slasher receiving, running back receiving threat out of the backfield.
Cool.
So, all right. So we got 2 picks left, Ricky. And we just grabbed Paris Campbell there. Interesting.
I don't want Kelly because then you got to get Jackson.
Mecole, KC, man.
It's like, do you get
some KC real estate, man?
In my head, in a draft, I'd be like, do I just get the next 2 Pittsburgh running backs and cement that position? Because usually Pittsburgh running backs are good, and if I'm going to have these people forever, maybe I'd pick up Snell and McFarland. That's how I would do it if this was the full draft with all 26 picks.
Right. If you get the extra 8 picks, I think.
But McFarland's right there, so I feel like you got to get him. They already took Snell.
You're not feeling that
Snell.
You're not feeling that Joshua Kelly.
Because then you need Justin Jackson, and then you're also hoping Eckler leaves. So it's like, no, too many fish. If I'm gonna be part of that, I have to have the lead dog, and I don't. So that's why
we got 7
That's
picks.
why I'll get McFarland. The only other thing is, I mean, I don't know. The wide receivers still look bunched. I don't want any of them. Bryan Edwards is the only one that has any mythical upside.
So according to these rankings, Mecole Hardman will still be there. The way everything is lining up on the left-hand column.
People love him, but it's like he's hit or miss.
Oh, I'm just saying he's the top-ranked receiver right now. And he's still tied to KC, and they didn't add anybody, and they lost Sammy Watkins. So to me, that he's very intriguing.
A couple more targets
in the 15th round. That to me, that's what I'm thinking. In the 15th round, he's intriguing. So, and Joshua Kelly to me is intriguing, but I see the McFarland idea. Kelly's intriguing just because I think he could slide into that complementary role to Austin Eckler.
But I'm not going to use him, Georgie. That's where I'm like, where I see it, it's like Kelly's useful to me if Eckler gets injured. McFarland's useful to me if Najee Davis gets injured or he starts doing bad because it's just a great handcuff. So either way, I don't expect either of them to actually play for my team, so I'm willing to take the risk and just get the handcuff.
So you don't think so I'm going to make one last pitch for Kelly. I get what you're doing. We're going to do that. But when it comes to Kelly, I think there is a very distinct possibility we could see between Eckler, with him and Eckler being, Ingram and Kamara, or that kind, or like Chubb and Hunt last
I
year.
don't like that. I don't like being part of that. I do not like having a player for that, especially when it's the lesser.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be the number 2 guy. So, all right.
And at least with McFarland, Harris is still a rookie.
Yeah.
It's still a lot of unproven. So I need some insurance on that, especially because of how high I picked him.
All right. Well, let's grab him.
Yeah.
Because I think we're coming up on an hour.
You're making me get emotional, guys.
Also,
so we've done our job.
Okay, so this is our last pick for this one. Obviously, in your other pick, you're gonna have 10 more. You're gonna have 10 more rounds. Brady's gone.
I know.
But
pick Jordan Love, man. He's gonna start.
Yeah. Interesting. You got Cam Newton's gonna be a starter. Fitz, Roethlisberger in super flex. You've already picked 3 QBs. At this point in the draft, not bad choices. Not bad choices. I would expect all the quarterbacks to be gone by now.
Right.
So
you get some starters.
I've got 2 guys. I've got 2 guys I'm suggesting for this one. One is Hardman. I've already talked about him. You're buying a chunk of the KC defense in the 16th.
That's right.
round.
Get that real estate, man. Get that KC real estate, man.
The other one is Adam Trotman. That he's that year 2 tight end in that New Orleans defense, New Orleans offense. So that to me is the one thing he's, they lost Jared Cook to your Chargers, Ricky. So that to me.
And Sean Payton's offense relies on tight end, pretty significant. I mean, going back to Jimmy Graham, so you can be a pretty solid receiver. If you're a tight end in the Saints office, can definitely get some points for you. And if you're picking what round are we in? Like 15, 14?
16.
So 16th round, you can get, maybe the top tight end on a high-powered Saints offense. I would throw him on my bench. Yeah, heck yeah.
What do you think, Rick?
Who are you guys talking about?
Adam Trotman.
No, why would you want to get a 4th tight end?
It's just throwing it out there. The value.
With that?
Yeah.
The value's there, but it's like getting someone a golden umbrella, but they live in the desert. Yeah. It's worth a lot, but they're never going to use it. So, I mean...
So damn heavy.
I'm trying... See, at this point, I'm like...
How do you fold it? Like, it's a golden umbrella? Like, how does it fold?
There's ways, man. You can drink gold. I'm sure you can fold it. I think you got to go with an investment. You guys want value. I want an investment.
Do it, man. Bitcoin.
To the moon. I mean, I'm looking at Brian Edwards. I'm looking at an investment, a hit or miss. I don't want something that I'm looking at trading later.
I know you like Slayton too. He's year 3. He's there.
About Lazard. I mean, if
I
Lazard
like Edwards. I like the idea of Edwards.
I don't
Edwards
like Lazard. Edwards, I just hate his quarterback and his team. So,
how about Aguilar?
Who would you pick? No. Who would you pick?
Mecole Hardman. Just have a piece of the KC real estate, man. Mecole Hardman. That's just
that'd be my pick at this point too.
When Tyreek Hill was injured, did Mecole Hardman get Tyreek Hill numbers?
No. So, but he was a rookie. He was a rookie still learning the offense.
Mm-hmm. Gotta give him that.
So, go ahead, draft him. I think Slayton will still be there.
Slayton I think would still be there too. This is the last pick.
Dun dun dun.
All right, let's see what they
draft grade.
They didn't like your running backs. See when
my running backs are super weak. I agree with that because you have my running backs have 0 carries in the NFL.
Well, I'm sure that's why. So it's skewed. Obviously, Fantasy Pros doesn't have the ability to
I don't think I'd give that a bad. I don't think I'd give it that bad a grade.
It's not an F for sure. That's not an F.
I would have liked to have gone
quarterback. I would have liked to have gone quarterback. I mean, running back earlier instead of Pitts. But there were a lot of picks in there that I liked.
It's Dynasty. Yeah. I have to think of either value now or invest, and I don't want any wide receiver 2 on any team at all. There's no reason. You either get the number 1 receiver on a team, or you get a guy who's going to become the number 1 wide receiver a couple years later, 3 years later. No reason to get a guy who's only going to average 5 to 12 points, and you're never going to use him, and he's never going to become tradable. That's like, why? Like with Slayton, even that to me is like, but like you said, third year?
See, yeah, he's in his 3rd year. Him and Hardman are going into their 3rd year.
And Edwards is on his 2nd year, so
I think the one thing I saw in this one before we wrap up is the fact that on this draft, I think Fantasy Pros was less aggressive when it came to the quarterback, because when you go super flex, you're really hammering the quarterbacks. I almost feel like I see all 32 quarterbacks are gone, or most of them are gone by like the 10th round. And we had I think it was Brady winning like the 14th round or something like that.
Right.
You know, this is local. This is local. I know he's old, but he's still got 5-6 years left because he's going to play till he's 50.
And he has a ring. He just won a ring.
And that's where it's like, think about it. I felt like we did great with quarterbacks. I love the selection I got. And I can get Jordan Love later, who we know is going to start for Green Bay within 2-3 years. And we know Green Bay is going to try to put a good team on the field no matter what because of their fan base. So I feel like that's where I would want to go next as the draft goes. So it's like, get quarterbacks early and then get value late.
Yeah. And I think one of the things I would have liked to have gone a running back.
You got too many damn tight ends.
You just don't like Gesicki. That's
you your got problem. 4, man. Didn't we get 4? Or just 3?
I think we ended up with 4. All
right, I think you wanted 4 with Trotman or whatever.
I think we did a 4th, so we went Pitts.
Well, you'll be trading. Yeah, you're the.
Yeah, we got 3: Pitts, Andrews, and Gesicki. So that's
manager. So you'll be making some great trades with your tight ends, Rick, sending those to and getting some great value.
See, and think about it. That's where you trade Andrews, who you're probably not going to play because Gesicki's going to be sick, but no one's going to give you the value for him. So you trade Andrews for a really good veteran running back, someone who's older, but is going to win you the championship this year. So,
and and that's the beauty of doing your draft in early June, because you've got 3 months to play. You've got your team to trade around. You know, if there's something that you want, so you grab all of a sudden. We grabbed we grabbed Wentz, and he's looking incredible in preseason, and somebody's light on quarterback. You could sell them for a lot. Quarterbacks are a lot more valuable in Superflex than they are in regular single quarterback leagues. Which hopefully we get that a Superflex league for Familia. So we got so many of us. But let's wrap up, Primos, because it's Memorial Day. It's time to go get some carne asada and some cerveza.
Let's go. And pick some up.
It's time to go make bad decisions.
Vámonos. No, definitely great decisions. Otra vez, all of our troops, muchas gracias. Thank you for making our country safe. Thank you for walking that wall for us. And thank you
to those who are no longer with us,
those who've laid down
the ultimate sacrifice to
we're remembering those. Gracias por thank you for your service. Thank you for laying down your life for La Patria. So thanks to you, Primos, and thank you. Eso es todo for our show. Thanks again to Anchor for being our hosting network and making sure our independent podcast gets out in the Familia community. Please make sure to subscribe. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Ojalá, if you guys like seeing our faces, keep an eye out for our Beat Writer series. We're going to continue that for the next couple months as we lead up to training camp. And make sure you're following our original content at familiaffb.com and our Twitter and Instagram at Familia FFB. You can find me at Jorge Martin 17. Hector.
What the heck to tease?
And Ricardo.
Ricky Torres TV.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget our Familia FFB Facebook page. Gracias, everybody. Have a wonderful Memorial Day. And remember, todos somos familia.
Adios, amigos.
Salud.